Are you married?
Yep, 10 years.
Are men and women equal?
Of course they're equal.
Explain it to me.
They both have equal value.
So you believe men and women have equal value on this planet?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, so let's do this. All men disappear. Can women continue to live?
No.
Okay. All women disappear. Can the men who are still on this planet continue to live out the rest of their days?
Until all the men die, of course.
Brother, are you listening to what you just
We
said?
won't be able to reproduce.
I didn't ask you about reproducing. A lot of us don't even want kids, brother.
Okay, then back to what you said, then if all the men leave, would women be able to run society? Yes.
Brother, the first time you said no.
Because I didn't understand what you were talking about.
Hold on. Let's start here. Let's get this. Hold on. Let's get this together. First, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Well, I thought you was gonna say like 21.
I don't know what, man. You're not explaining your questions right. You say, well, if all women disappeared, would men be able?
Brother,
to
why do I have to explain that? This stuff is simple. So listen, let's do it like this. I want you to know me because apparently you don't know me. I'm very simple. I don't have any. When I say something, that's what I mean. So I'm saying this. Name me something that men who are on this planet must have to live the rest of their days out from a woman that they can't do for themselves.
The only thing a person would need is food, water, and shelter.
Brother, you up here to argue, aren't you?
No.
So just please listen to me then, brother. Listen to me then. I said name me something that men must have from women to survive the rest of their days out that they can't do for themselves.
Nothing.
Okay, now
we need from a woman that we
Okay,
can't
okay. Now flip that around. Women cannot stay alive without men. You would see it unfold in the first month. They've already done scenarios of it. Somebody tell me what that show was. Was it Bear Grylls Island?
Give me. Okay, then if this is already something that's researched, then give me an example. Like, what will women need?
So they dropped men and women off on an island.
Okay.
To survive on their own. I'm going to get real brief with this. I'll say by day 2, the men almost had a hotel for themselves built. What did the women do? They've already poisoned their water. They can't get along with each other. The people had to come rescue them. See, you say these things under this feminist ideology.
One study is what you're basing your entire argument off of how men.
Brother, this is really just common sense.
How is it? It's common to who?
Okay, here's who it's common to. They can't even keep themselves from having babies by multiple different men, brother.
Man, what the heck you talking about? There have been literal civilizations of women.
Can you name them?
Societies.
Can you name them?
Bro.
Well, I'm asking. Hold on, brother.
Societies,
what we've noticed since you've been up here, when I say things, I either give a reference point, some statistics or something. Brother, you just say things. And then when I ask you to name it.
You talked about this one time with two groups went on an island. And you're basing it on the entire woman species.
So you're telling me, okay, I'm just asking you this, brother, because you got an agenda. It's why you can't hear things.
I don't have no agenda. But you're saying that there's never been a point in history where
brother, I don't even care about that. Let's just leave that alone. We're not even talking about that. That's something you injected into the conversation. Where are those civilizations and why didn't they continue?
That's not a fair assertion. You say why?
Because a matriarchy cannot be sustained. A matriarchy cannot be sustained. Do you know what an infrastructure is? Do you know where our food really comes from?
The people within power took it. That's what happened. It wasn't the fact that
hey, tell me somebody who took something from the men who established it. Let's talk about that. It doesn't exist.
The white man that took from the black man. I mean,
it's still a man.
But what I'm saying is that the gender didn't matter because at the end of the day,
you're saying the gender doesn't matter?
When it came to black and whites, they were both man-ran societies. One was slaves, the other one was owners. It was taken by force.
So, brother, listen, if the United States Army comes and invades California, with 1 million people and takes all of the Crips and Bloods, could you understand how that's feasible, seeing the overwhelming numbers and the weaponry? Could you understand that? It's feasible. Your argument is null and void. You don't really have a good argument. The points that I stand on, you asked me, listen, what I'm telling you is women cannot survive without men. Do you agree with that?
No.
So when these dams, like the one in Nevada, when these dams that are the size of small cities crack, who's going to fix that, brother?
I have a question. Who put them there in the first place?
Brother, you can't answer my questions with questions, man. That's very immature.
Okay, you saying who's gonna fix them? You think that we need like people to fix dams? They're done with machinery. Ain't a guy sitting.
Who's operating the machinery? Who's operating the machinery?
Mostly guys. But it doesn't need to be a guy to operate a machinery.
So why aren't women doing it?
Because statistically, historically, we've shut them out of jobs like
women have been, true or false, women are freer than they have ever been, especially in the United States. True or false?
Absolutely, and that's why you.
So if women are free right now, why haven't they taken up the mantle? Why haven't they taken up the mantle to replace men's jobs? The construction.
Most of them are getting.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. Man, you're just talking, and you sound very young. What percentage of women are in construction?
It doesn't. Okay, what percentage of women are in construction compared to 1970? It's a better question. If it's increasing, that means they are.
Let me ask you something.
It ain't going down.
Listen, who runs your house? Who has the last say so?
Man, what the heck they got to do with anything?
I've already gauged your mentality. I've already gauged your mentality because I know why you're saying the things you're saying.
Okay, then. So that's not the way to gauge if women are getting further ahead in society. It's not just going to be like a.
Let's just say this. Who has the last say so in your house?
What does that have to do with anything?
Brother, if you're not going to answer the question, you can just jump on down.
Who has the last say so in my house? It depends on who has the most knowledge on the situation, who bears the most fruit. If I'm better at finances, then I will.
In a situation to where a decision has to be made, who has the last say so?
It depends on what the decision is. I'm not going to sit there and make a last decision on something I don't know shit about.
Let's be honest, bro. Your woman runs you, doesn't she?
That's a dumb question to ask, man.
Do you agree that have you ever heard the concept of rock and a hard place? Have you ever heard the concept of gray area? So it's crazy that I have to explain these things to you like a child, man.
I don't need a woman to make a final decision, but I'm smart enough to know that I may not have all the answers.
So I'm trying to ask you this, and for some reason you're not getting it.
You're talking about in the gray area who would make the decision. We both will come to a decision based on what we discussed.
Shout out to my brother Jeremy Hill. But I'm asking you, what is your faith? Buddhist and Islam, what is your faith? I don't think you really have a faith, but I'd like to ask you to get your opinion on it.
Man, what? Like, you're asking a bunch of nonsense questions that got nothing to do with the basis of.
I'm going to ask you something. Name one thing that I've asked you up here that didn't pertain to the conversation, even if you didn't see it when it was coming. Name one thing, sir.
What is my faith? What does that got to do with?
If you answer the question, you'll find out.
I thought you said you don't like beating around the bush.
You were raised by, listen, I'm just asking. You were raised by a single parent mom, weren't you?
Nope. Mom and dad both dead.
And your mother pretty much ran the show, right?
Nah, man, my dad was an abusive, drunk asshole. But he ran the show.
Who would you say you take after more? Your mom or your dad?
What?
Who would you say you take after more? Your mom or your dad? Hey, brother Jeremy Hill, there's a link down there in the chat. There's a link down there in the chat, brother.
I don't beat my wife. So I say I would take after the non-violence.
So that's all that you got from your dad is, so there's nothing else other than he was used to jump on her. There's nothing else about him.
Well, there's a main thing. That was a pretty big thing.
So brother, let's remove that. Who do you take after? Let's remove the violence. Who do you take after you think? Your mom or your dad?
I'm a chef just like him. So I would say I take after him in that respect. What does that
Do
got
you
to do
think
with
that you hold contempt for men based on what you saw from your father?
No, I hold contempt from toxic masculinity.
Hold on. Tell me what toxic masculinity is. I'll look it up right now, and I just want your definition.
I don't care what Webster says. You ask about my definition.
Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. I promise you, I mean no disrespect. You sound bisexual, to be honest. You can't even respect a man while you're up. You have sass in your voice. Listen, you'll see this. You'll see this posted up. Brother, a man is not supposed to have that sass in his voice.
Bisexual.
I don't need no man with toxic masculinity. Brother, you sound really messed up, to be honest, man.
You could call it what you want, man, but I feel more secure in my sexuality because it doesn't depend on the other sex.
Brother, do you know what type of man is running around talking about toxic masculinity?
You can talk about sass, and you can talk about context that has nothing to do with a sexuality.
But brother, you can't even stay up here and have a cordial conversation, man, without getting sassy.
Conversation, but you're asking loaded questions, man, and I'm sorry, but I can't entertain a loaded question. You're asking about what is my religion? What does that got to do in the context when you're talking about civilization?
I'm pleading with you, my brother. I'm asking you respectfully. Would you please answer that question? What is your religion?
I don't have a religion, brother. I'm atheist.
What does nature tell you?
What does nature tells me?
Brothers, you're also eager to respond. You won't even let people finish their questions.
What does nature tell me?
I wasn't done. Never mind. What does nature itself tell you about the hierarchy?
Of what?
Of the world, brother. Of the world. Who runs the world? Who runs the world? The entire globe. Who runs it? Men or women?
Guys run the world.
See, that's another feminine trait in you, man. You had to fight not to say men. You had to say guys.
Bro, what the fuck?
Brother, keep that woman, brother. Hey, listen, keep that woman you got, because if that thing ever falls apart, you're going to have a tough go at it getting a quality woman, brother.
What's a quality woman? One that submits to me for the fact that I'm a gender? That's a quality woman? But I don't know. I'm going to be real with you, man. It's like you like weak women. Women that don't speak their minds. But I don't need to be anything else other than me.
So, brother, let's do this. Since you believe that, let's do this.
You're the one who keep cutting people off. You're saying that's a feminine trait, but you're doing it. You don't let me talk at all.
Well, because once you get towards the insults, I have to cut it off so it doesn't get reciprocated. We don't do insults up here.
What insult did I throw?
Brother, when you tell me that I like weak women, you know nothing about me.
Well, you just told me that I hope you hope I keep the woman that I got.
What's wrong with saying that?
What was wrong with me saying you like weak women? That's my
okay. Let me ask you this, and do you believe me and you date the same caliber of women? Even you can throw looks in it if you want to.
Say what? The same caliber of woman? I don't think I would be attracted to the type.
Beta.
I mean, you're a grown man who uses alpha and beta. Like,
have you ever heard me? Bro. Have you ever heard me use the phrase alpha? Out of 1,100 shows, I've probably never used it.
You talk about who runs the world.
Beta.
So you don't think anybody runs the world?
I just said guys do. And then you got hung
So
up
why are you bringing up the fact that I said that? You hung up on who runs the world.
No, I said you hung up on the fact that I said guys other than men. I answered your question, bro. It's like,
it's just all good. We're just not on the same level.
Okay, we ain't on the same level, bro. But I don't need a female to tell me what level I'm on. I'm happy with who I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Listen, okay, so let me ask you this. Hell with it. Turbulence, people. You mind camming up? I want to see if you're really happy with who you are.
Say what?
It's also, man, it's like, say what? You repeat questions, statements that people... Do you mind camming up, hitting the camera button?
I don't want to cam up, man. I'm in the road.
You're not happy with who you are, brother. You're not happy with who you are. You don't sound like a man most of the time. I don't mean any disrespect towards you. Do you have any brothers?
What a man is and mine is two totally different ones.
Okay, let's see if they're different. What I believe is a man is called upon by God Almighty to turn himself into something who can perform and produce for families. He is to protect and provide for a woman. He is to take a woman's opinion into consideration because there's occasions where her opinion might be more effective than the idea that he currently has, right? I believe that when men and women are walking in a couple, that the woman is supposed to walk on the inside of the woman, so in case danger comes, it strikes him before it strikes her. Now tell me what your opinion of a man is.
My opinion of a man is one who lives in his truth unapologetically and independent of what the person is.
What truth?
His truth, not yours. His. I think that only.
So what? Okay, so if what you're saying is true, then that means he's a man, even if his truth is he likes touching kids.
If his truth is he likes touching kids, that has nothing to do with him being a man or not.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He's a fucking pedophile. Who cares if he's a man or not?
You said as long as a man is walking in his truth.
Mm-hmm.
So what if his truth is he likes kids? Is he still a man?
No, he's a pedophile.
So your statement can't be true.